Hello there, welcome you to the another edition on editorials. My name is Sandra Asante. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we're looking at the Ethiopian media profile as well as the Ethiopian election 2021 connecting to the claim fact checks of Abiy Ahmed's records. So I'll be back after the break. Stay tuned. Hey, welcome back from the break. Thank you so much for staying with me. So the imprisoned journalists were freed and previously banned media were allowed to operate, and the reforms championed by the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed when he took office in 2018. Among them were diaspora-based satellite TV stations, ESSAT and Oromo Media Network, the OMN. By late 2020, amid ethnic conflict and fighting in the northern region, newly recovered media freedoms were hanging by a thread, Reporters Without Borders, the RSF, said. The RSF said there have been no significant improvements to harsh media laws, which have been supplemented by a vaguely worded law on hate speech and disinformation. Although the state controls most broadcasting outlets, there is a handful of private TV stations and radio stations. Radio is an important medium reaching rural areas where most Ethiopians live. Press circulation is largely confined to the literate urban elites. Around 20% of Ethiopians are internet users. Online restrictions were rolled back after Abiy Ahmed took office in 2018, and the authorities lifted the blocking of hundreds of mainly opposition websites. Social media platforms and messaging apps have been blocked intermittently, says Freedom House. So now let's go through all the presses, the stations, as well as the radios. So with the press, we have Addis Zemen, that is a state-owned daily. Ethiopian Herald, a state-owned English language daily. The Daily Monitor is a private English language. Addis Admas, that's a private Amharic language weekly. We have the Reporter, the private English language web pages. We have the Capital, that is the English language business weekly. And the Addis Fortune, that is English language business weekly. Let's go through the televisions. We have Ethiopian television, that is the eri-tv, state-owned. We have Fana TV, a private. We have Walter TV, that's a private. ESSAT, opposition satellite station. So we now look through the radios. We have Radio Ethiopia as a state-owned, operates national service and regional stations. We have the Voice of Tigray Revolution, that is the Tigray Regional State Government Radio. We have the Radio Fana, founded in the 1994 by ruling party. We have Shega FM, that is a private, Addis Ababa. We have Zami Radio, it's a private in Addis Ababa as well. We look at the new agencies or the internet. We have Walter Information Center, that is the WIC, privately owned and pro-government. We have Ethiopian News Agency, the ENA, that is a state-owned. So now we look at the fact checks of Abiy Ahmed, the claim fact checks of Abiy Ahmed. Since Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed assumed office in 2018, he has been praised as a peacemaker and economic reformer in a country which has been known for repression and extreme poverty. Mr. Abiy won the Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts to resolve the border conflict with Eritrea in 2019, but has since been criticized for his government actions in the conflict in the northern Tigray region and for not sticking to his reform programs. He faces his first major electoral test in the forthcoming Ethiopian regional elections currently planned for the 21st of June 2021. We have looked at some of his main claims during the campaign so far, but let's go through some of the claims. The claim of about 45,000 detainees have been releasing. So human rights organizations have long criticized Ethiopia for their detention of government opponent. During Abiy's initial year as Prime Minister, he was praised for freeing political prisoners. Fisehe Tekle, a researcher at Amnesty International, said the exact number of those released was not available, but it could be in the region of 45,000. Could be in the region of 45,000. However, many other people have been detained during Abiy's term in office. Human rights organizations have documented evidence of thousands of arrests. Evidence collected by the Amnesty International in total military camp. Evidence collected by the Amnesty International in Toli, a military camp, showed that at least 10,000 people were detained there in rounds of mass detention that started in January 2019 and continued to September 2019, said the Amnesty. Similarly, former detainee at Sankale Police Training Center estimated that the detainee there to be at least 2,000. In 2020, the state-run Ethiopian Human Rights Commission reported 9,000 people have been detained following outbreaks of violence after the killing of Oromo singer Hachalu Hundessa. The release of thousands of political detainees in the last month of the previous administration and initial month of Mr. Abiy's time in office were groundbreaking. But the lull was brief, says Latiti Abada from non-governmental organization Human Rights Watch. From May 2019, following an alleged attempted coup in the Amhara region, the government started to arrest political opponents. This trend increased significantly from 2020 with the widespread arrest of supporters, family members, and political opposition figures, journalists, and artists. A claim of the dam that prevented severe flooding in Sudan. That's what we'll be looking now. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, the JED, straddles the Blue Nile River on the Ethiopian's northwestern border with Sudan. It has been hailed by the Ethiopian government as playing a vital role in the country's development, providing large amount of hydropower. I don't know whether this one is claimed or is true. However, it has proved highly controversial and has led to tensions with nearby countries, especially Egypt. One of the benefits of the project claimed by the Ethiopian government is that it prevents flooding downstreams as it flows to Sudan. However, last year, following the initial filling of the dam reservoir in July, the river downstream did flood. Abysmal. The floods in Sudan happened in August to September 2020. During that time, the JED has no interference with the river flow of floods in Sudan, says Mohammed Bashir, the researcher at the University of Manchester. Water levels did initially drop in Sudan as the reservoir was filling up, but once the dam reached capacity, the river rose to its natural level again. Sudan has generally been supportive of the project, but the future impact of JED on floods in Sudan depends on how the dam will be operated and the level of coordination with Sudan, Mr. Bashir said. So, this is all the claims that we have to talk about today. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Sandra Asante, and this has been the editorials. See you some other time.